On site, 3, 2, 0, degree. 1, 0, not. 1, degree. 4, 0, degree. 1, 0, not.
I'm standing in one forward post here in Poonch sector, and this is one post that was targeted by Pakistani army again and again. In fact, during Operation Sindoor, when we had these ceasefire violations, then in fact these weapons, you can see this 120 mm RT, the 82 mortar in fact, and the 62 mm mortar as well. The variety of weapons were fired towards this particular post. However, these were in fact, even when they targeted the post, nothing sort of damage happened at that on this particular post in fact. And I'll try to talk to the officer as well as to what was the scenario, what was the condition, and as far as these weapons are concerned, these mortars and RT shells are concerned, so what were the variety of weapons that they received. Sir, welcome to CNN News 18. Want to ask you, of course we have seen that post is intact, but as far as these violations were concerned, if you can talk to us about those scenarios, those conditions, what did you notice at that time, sir?
Yeah, thank you. See, you have already brought out that a lot of heavy caliber weapons were used by Pakistan. On the night of 7th, when the CFV, when he violated the CFV, there was a heavy barrage of all kind of caliber that was there. So we have got 120 mm mortar rounds that are there. We have got 82 mm. We have got artillery shells that have landed, and all landed here. All landed here into the thick of things. But see, it is for you to see for yourself. That is why we are here today. You can see it for yourself. There is absolutely no damage. What does this speak of? This speaks of the very low professionalism that is there across with the army.
But we have seen the videos where you have destructed their
Yes,
posts.
yes, absolutely. In fact, we just showed you that video of a lot of Pakistani targeting that has taken place. So he was the first one who actually violated the ceasefire violation. The ceasefire violation when it unfolded. That was on the 9th of 7th. There was already a ceasefire understanding that was there in place. So that was unilaterally, violated by him. And then in fact, the first two shells landed here only. And thereafter, most of the shells that were landing at the forward post and into the civil areas. Which
So civil areas were targeted.
and this all happening within say half an hour. So I would say this was a premeditated response which he had already thought for, that he would target our civilians. However, Indian Army, true to its ethos, there was absolutely no civil targeting that was carried out, extreme restraint, and only the Pakistani posts were targeted. And as we covered in your initial brief, that all the forward posts that were there ahead of us, all were decimated. We had mortars firing on it, we had missiles firing on it.
I guess we have got the evidence there. In fact, I'll show you the visuals first. Arjun will, in fact, show you. This is before picture and after picture of the same post. There you can see the Pakistani post. All of these are Pakistani posts. In fact, their establishment, in fact, that is very close to the line of control. And there you have this before picture. There you have the whole structure, this hut sort of thing, and then the destruction after it. All other pictures are there. There you have the before picture. Pakistani flag is there, but after that you can see just smoke. I'll try to talk to the officer once again, sir. If you can describe these pictures for us.
Yeah. See, I cannot name the posts that are there, but suffice to say, like we showed you, most of these posts are in proximity of say 100 meters, 200 meters, 300 meters. And a lot of heavy caliber weapons that we also have deployed.
Right.
Yeah. So when the message came across, and when when we learned that the ceasefire violation has been aborted, and specifically he's been targeting the civilians. So I can only say in a very casual way that we unleashed hell on him.
Yeah.
And that is very much evident that you can see. Also,
And this is why you are deployed here.
Yes, of
This is
course.
why you are deployed here. You have to protect not just this post but the entire area.
Of course, yes. There's nothing that can go beyond us.
Once again, if I can tell you, I cannot again name the post, but then we have the LC somewhere on that particular side, and in fact in that direction. And when we talk about line of control, so we know that we are standing in the close proximity to the line of control. Once again, if I can show you these photos, these are, sir,
Now these are all the shells that have landed in the civil area. So there's something that the army does. Now all these shells that have landed have not exploded. So army goes to the civil areas and carries out demolition. But the larger point that I want to bring out here is you look at the thing. Artillery shells landing here, shells without fuse.
Yeah.
This also speaks of the kind of unprofessionalism that is there in the Pakistan army. What kind of soldier would fire a shell without any fuse that is there? So we have already heard a lot about its RT not being in good shape. And now we have been at least from the army, we have been first-hand witness to the kind of thing that is done. And second, of course, the rounds landing up in the civil areas. What was the need to target civilians? If it's a fight, it has to be a clean fight between the two armies.
Right.
But this is the kind of ethos that is the Pakistan army has been built upon.
Interesting part is, in fact, this is for you, sir, as well. I came on the same post back in 2024. And at that time, I was doing some different story. I went to the forward areas, the extreme post as well. And I can assure you that while I'm standing here, there is no difference to the sort of structure that we are seeing here. Back in 2024 as well, we had this sort of structure. And today as well, we have this structure intact, which means that there is no damage. And in fact, officer is confirming the same. Sir, कब बंद हुआ ये violation जो है? We know the sort of...
It went on for 3 days. And it was there open in the media when the ceasefire came.
Right.
And orders came from the top that no more firing.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, thank you so much. Once again, if I can give you a glimpse of these shells shells were in fact fired towards this particular post. This is 120 mm artillery that was in fact fired towards this particular area. These are all mortars of different caliber, and in fact these were fired towards this area, but no destruction happened. And in fact, our officers were very much here to retaliate to the sort of firing that was coming from the other side. Standing at a post that is 300-400 meters short of LC, here you cannot help but feel the tension in the air. As of now, I'm showing you the visuals of the sort of destruction that was carried out by Indian Army in the sort of retaliation that was there for the violation that was done by Pakistani Army. In fact, we know that how when Operation Sindoor was launched, since then Pakistan was involved in heavy caliber weapon firing from the other side of the line of control, and there you have the post that was destroyed by the Indian Army. Arjun is showing you in fact the exact post. This is Pakistan occupied Jammu and Kashmir area, and in fact the entire area that you are seeing in the frame as of now, these in fact villages are the Pakistani villages, the area that is controlled by Pakistan as of now. I'll try to talk to the officer as well as to what was his experience as far as Operation Sindoor is concerned, and also what did he notice when the violation was happening, and how was the response from our side. Sir, welcome to CNN News 18. First of all, I'll ask you about the area that we are seeing. If you can name the area, or if you can give us some sort of details.
It's a general area of Nezapir of the Pakistan occupied Kashmir. So Op Sindoor was our swift and thunderous answer to enemy's cowardly provocation, and when the enemy failed to inflict damage onto our military positions, they started firing on the civilian, innocent civilians and sacred religious sites with unprovoked artillery fire. I was the company commander at the forward post, and I took charge of the situation. We unleashed our entire fury upon them. We brought down the wrath of our mortars, ATGMs and heavy caliber machine guns onto the enemy. On the fateful night of 6th May, I would say that all the weapons of the Indian Army sang in harmony to the fire orders that were given to them. Apart from that, we had real-time information and intelligence on the enemy because of our high-end surveillance equipments and drones, and we pinpointed and obliterated their gun positions ruthlessly.
Right, we know the sort of weapons that they fired. But as far as infantry is concerned, and as far as infiltration is concerned, so did you notice some sort of attempts during that time? Because this is the area we have reported in the past. In fact, this is for the benefit of our viewers. In 2024, we came on the same post for our narcotics investigation, and at that time we reported that how there are attempts from Pakistani side to infiltrate and in fact to send the narco packets. But this time around, if or not infiltration was attempted, I'll try to talk to the officer. Sir, if you can, tell us about the sort of attempts, because we know that how in Akhnur sector, infiltration attempts were there. But what about your area? What about the condition in your area?
So this area is definitely different, very much different from the area we've been to.
Yeah.
And the fence here is heavily fortified, and there's no chance of infiltration by the enemy. Any attempt that they may make, we again have very good surveillance grid over here, and we definitely catch them. So there's no scope of the enemy.
And there was no attempt on that.
No. Due to the heavy firing and shelling, again, the enemy could not make an attempt to do anything.
On this particular side as well, I can see the Pakistani post that was also destroyed by our men.
So the Pakistani post, yes, definitely. We launched our mortars, artillery, and I would say guided missiles onto them that the infantry have, and we destroyed all their posts, most of their posts.
Right. So I'm showing you the visuals. This is one location that is very close to the line of control, and there you have visuals of the Pakistani post that is Bengon LC, and there you have visuals where Vijay Arjun is trying to pan the camera, in fact, where he's showing you the villages and in fact the area that is controlled by Pakistan. We know that how violation was happening. In fact, the time when Operation Sindoor was launched by the Indian Armed Forces, but it was retaliated, and was retaliated in a manner that we have seen the photos, we have shown the videos that how Pakistani posts were destroyed. I'm standing in one ceasefire violation bunker. This is CFB bunker that is generally used when a lot of firing is happening from the other side, and you need to protect yourself as well as your gun position too. I'm showing you the visual where you are seeing these personnel from Indian Army taking position on this gun, and in fact are all set to retaliate to the sort of fire that can come from the other side. In fact, I have Colonel Saab with me. I'll try to ask him on the use of this bunker, why it is useful and how it helped during the Operation Sindoor. Sir, if you can brief us about the sort of facility we have here.
This is CFB bunker, so we call it ceasefire violation bunker. It is different from the other bunkers because during ceasefire violation, what happens, there are shelling, there are bombs which are coming all around. So the moment if this debt has to move out for the whatever things like for their natural call or for the other things, so this bunk and to take rest also. So this bunker should be having that kind of accommodation capability that for 24 hours, let's say this debt is firing on this weapon, so then the another debt comes and then take place of these this debt, and this debt is taking rest within this bunker only, and then he is not moving out. So that is the purpose of this CFB bunker, so that there is no movement in open.
So you are suggesting that these are two individuals who are positioned on this gun. They will be firing for a certain time, and since firing is happening for more than 24 hours or 48 hours, we have seen that how during Operation Sindoor it was happening constantly. So when they will be resting, the other two individuals will go dead. You are calling it.
That is called debt. Yeah, definitely, because it's not possible that time that the debt will move out in open, because as I told you that there is a lot of firing which comes onto the post. In fact, just to quote you, on the 6th and 7th intervening night, so this was the post where the enemy fire had come, that is the 2 mortar bombs. So immediately everybody got into their CFB bunkers, and these all bunkers are quite safe. Even if any RT fire comes onto it, just right on top of this, it will withstand the pressure, and there will be no damage, and there will be no casualty onto the or individuals. And more so, I would say the same thing, that when enemy brought down heavy volume of fire in retaliation to our fire, he could not damage any of our bunker, and he could not inflict any casualty onto our boys, and that is why, because of all these CFB bunker, that was the preparation level of our defenses.
And on the contrary, we have seen the videos where we have carried out this sort of destruction on their posts and all.
Yeah, that video we had already shown to you, and already many media channels are already showing that how we destroyed enemy post. So if that is what I am trying to tell you, that during normal time, we are always training our boys, and we are always preparing our defenses. And the fact to prove that thing is that despite of so much of heavy volume of fire from the enemy side, there was no casualty, there was no damage to any of the bunker.
Right. साहब, आप अगर हमें बता पाएं, आप तो इस पोस्ट पे रहते हैं, कितना चुनौतीपूर्ण समय था? बेशक हम कह रहे हैं कि लगातार फायरिंग के बाद भी कोई नुकसान नहीं हुआ, हमने ऐसे प्रोटेक्शन बना रखे हैं, कितना चुनौतीपूर्ण था और कैसे निपटे आप लोग उस चुनौती से?
हमने पहले से अपनी पूरी तैयारी कर रखी थी, और हम समय का इंतजार कर रहे थे। जैसे भी हमें मौका मिलेगा, हम दुश्मन को इतना रिटालिएट करेंगे कि दुश्मन को चने चुबा देंगे अच्छी तरह से, ताकि वो दोबारा हमारी तरफ फायर करने की कोशिश ना करे।
Beshak, I'll try to talk to the individuals who are there on gun, and in fact I'll try to ask their experience, because we have been told that this is the post where in fact the firing was coming from the other side. In fact, on this particular bunker, we had two mortar shells, as the officer was mentioning. साहब, आप हमें बता पाएं, heavy machine gun है ये, और इसका इस्तेमाल जब हम करते हैं 24-24 घंटे की शिफ्ट लगानी पड़ती है, कितना चुनौतीपूर्ण है? थोड़ा सा एक्सपीरियंस अगर उस टाइम का बता पाएं जबकि फायरिंग लगातार हो रही थी।
दुश्मन ने शीज फायर वायलेशन की शुरुआत तो कर दी, उसका जवाब हमारे सेना ने क्रोध और आक्रोश के साथ दिया। हम 24 घंटे नहीं, हमेशा के लिए तैयार रहते हैं। हमारी ट्रेनिंग, हमारी सिखलाई और हमारा डिफेंस इस प्रकार है कि दुश्मन को हर हालात में हम उसको मुंह तोड़ जवाब दे सकते हैं।
साहब, कहा जा रहा है कि मोर्टार शेल भी यहाँ आए, हमने देखा एक ऊपर 120 आर्टिलरी भी यहाँ आई, इस पोस्ट पर आई, कोई नुकसान नहीं हुआ, लेकिन हमने उनके बदले में कहें कि जो फॉरवर्ड पोस्ट हैं उनकी एलसी पे वो डिस्ट्रॉय कर दी। किस तरह का एक्सपीरियंस है, अगर बता पाएं, आने वाले दिनों में जब कहें कि यहाँ से ट्रांसफर होगा या दूसरी पलटन जब यहाँ पर आएगी, तो किस तरह से बताएंगे उस टाइम को? थोड़ा सा अगर हमें बता पाएं, हमारे दर्शकों को बता पाएं।
दुश्मन में हमारे ऊपर हैवी शेलिंग की, परंतु हमारे डिफेंस और हमारी ट्रेनिंग ने हमारे ऊपर एक भी नुकसान नहीं हुआ। परंतु दुश्मन में हमने अपने अत्याधुनिक हथियारों और गाइडेड मिसाइलों से इतना भारी तादाद में फायर किया कि दुश्मन के हर बंकर को हमने तोड़ा और उसके हौसलों को परास्त किया। हमारी अगली पलटन जो भी आएगी, हम अपने एक्सपीरियंस को शेयर करेंगे, जिससे को उसको आने वाले समय में उस अनुभव का बहुत लाभ मिलेगा।
In Hindi, we have a saying, "छक्के छुड़ा देना," and this is what they have done. As far as this post is concerned, so we know that how protected it is. But this gun position is important because this is also exposed. Though we have a sort of protection, but then the mortars or the artillery fire was coming towards this direction, and in fact, the enemy, sometimes has that sort of intelligence that they know that where your gun position is and where your men are deployed. But on this particular post, we had no destruction at all, and all thanks to these brave Jawans and of course the sort of weapons that they have been using.